Chris, anything else on that topic, or you want to jump to limited by budget? The big
No,
one
let's talk
here.
about limited. Yeah.
All right. So limited by budget, you'll see it in the status column. If you are limited by
Oh,
budget, it
that's an
shows up.
understatement. You're going to see a giant red text that like goes multiple lines, Yeah. Limited by budgets. Like
Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night. I think I hear something, and I go to the bathroom and open the door, and there's just this big orange neon light that says "limited by budget" in my bathroom.
Budget, yeah.
Honestly, some great YouTube background stuff for this channel. That'd be pretty
Limited,
cool, Chris. Yeah,
like
if you know any lighting
sign.
guys, yeah.
Or like your bids are too low, raise your bid. Limited by budget. Yeah, that's true. That'd be pretty.
People listening have
memey.
probably definitely seen it. It's orange, it's bright, it's in your face. What does it mean to you, Chris?
Two thoughts. Number one, it means nothing. I don't care. I don't care if you're limited. I don't care if Google says I need to spend more. I am in control of my campaigns, in control of what I spend and how much I'm going to spend. So it means nothing to me. But it also can mean that there's additional opportunity if I find value in what we're getting. So yeah, it means that there's more potential. And I don't think this episode is it. We've done it plenty of times, so we could go deeper into search impression share and everything like that. But to keep it simple, it just means there's more opportunity.
Yeah, dude, you are such a dude. You're so beat out.
Is that where you want to go?
Search impression share. You are so beat out on it. You're like the dad that just reminds the kids about the thing over and over. It's like if his thing is like no loud music, you're having dinner eating meatloaf, and he's like, yeah, no loud music. You're watching a football game, no loud music. You're talking about anything with Google Ads with this guy. Search impression share. The answer's in search impression share.
It's the core. I mean, I use it like a bad habit.
Yes, you do. You are dreamy, and I'm so glad people can understand what I have to deal with as I record this episode. Looking into those eyes lit up.
We weren't going to do this now.
I can't help myself. You got power in those looks, Chris, man. You've been blessed, my friend. Chris, the reason you got a little defensive there, where you're like, it doesn't mean anything to me. I don't need to limit my budget. It doesn't mean anything to me. We have to be defensive because the persuasion around that bright orange, that word limited, that really hits home. It's like,
yeah,
don't tell me I'm limited. It's triggering. And I've seen it triggers clients all the time. There's something about, and whoever created it at Google should get a raise. Like
genius.
That person is a legend at the company because that thing works. That thing makes clients call you and go, why are we limited? Why are we limited? Raise my budget. And I'm like, I explain to them like, well, this is what it means. And then they're like, well, then raise the budget. Let's just raise the budget. I'm like, all right.
Well, wait a second. I mean,
like, dude, there are implications of that. But so I mean, that's what it means. It means that the way I describe it to clients, Chris, is for your keywords, for your location, for your schedule, the market that you run on, the market is larger than your budget. There's more search volume than your budget is able to handle. So it's larger. So that's all it means. It's like you said, it does not mean you have to do anything. It just means the market is larger. So maybe they'll change the orange font to a very light gray, and they'll change the term limited by budget to the market happens to be larger in the last 30 days than your budget. Click here for more information. They're not going to do that. So that's all it means. It just means it's bigger than your budget. Chris, the one other thing I would say is how to handle it. Like, have discipline, like we're talking about. It doesn't mean you need to raise your budget. It just means you can if you want to. And sometimes, Chris, if you're not going to lower the budget, if you're not going to raise your budget and get the same exact results, just more of them because you're just limited by budget, which is a nice thing to know. You can get more of the same results if you like your results. If we're not going to raise the budget, sometimes I use it as a cue to think about lowering the bids to then try and get more clicks for the same budget. Because I know I can probably go down a little bit, still get clicked on and spend the budget, just get more clicks. But of course, that's a fine line because if you go too low, you're not going to spend that same budget anymore with a lower cost per click. So it's a balance.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's definitely takes skills to be able to handle that warning. Go ahead.
What Jason was saying there goes a lot deeper. So if that's news to you,
and it definitely has to do with search impression share. And if you want to hear me talk about search impression share, just listen to any other episode of this podcast as I bring up search impression share.